You're watching Tobi's Tales.
Hello everybody and welcome back. I've been doing quite a lot recently, and this episode right now that you are watching has to go up today, so I have just a couple hours. I have 3 hours to record, so that's enough, and about 5 hours to edit, so man, this will be... I usually record a day or two before the episodes go up, so this is quite stressful, but I have a lot to show you today actually, which is cool. Because it's the last episode before I'll leave for a month, once again, or possibly even longer. And I have done a lot. First of all, I have done some terraforming around the area. I flattened this all out a bit, I cut off part of this mountain. I'm beginning to build something there with some portals, and yeah, you'll all see that soon enough. Besides that, I have built a potato and carrot farm here, which, okay, let me show you. You have an ender pearl elevator which takes you up here. This is how you enter the planting area, and to get down there, you hit that button, which locks this, which allows you to go down. And you just go here to plant, and when all the stuff is grown, and here I don't have a button because I didn't have space for it, but you can just ender pearl through. Yeah, and when the stuff's grown, you just hit those buttons up there, and that flushes all the items to you. And then you wait until no more items come, then you hit the button in the middle, which starts a timer for exactly 30 minutes. And when those 30 minutes are passed, this lights up, informing you that your newly planted carrots and potatoes will have grown. And some of you guys who know Redstone may be wondering, how the hell do you make a 30-minute timer? That's insane. There's actually a simple way to make really long timed timers. Wow, that was grammatically terrible. Which is cobwebs and minecarts, because as you know, cobwebs slow down entities. And I have lost my blaze rods. Cobwebs slow down entities, and minecarts are entities, so cobwebs also slow minecarts while they fall. And that is what I have based this around, and from my testing, I can say that you need 20 cobwebs, equal exactly about 9 minutes and 56 seconds. So you can say 10 cobwebs equal 5 minutes, roughly. And this just fit in with a half an hour. I had about 50 blocks, exactly. So that fit in quite nicely here. And I harvest this later in this episode, as soon as it has grown, just to show you how it works. And yeah, I'm quite proud of this. I'm very pleased with how it turned out, and it's all very nice. And you may be noticing the frame rate is very low, which is due to the fact that we have quite a few entities in here, which I've also been working on. First of all, I have done a bit more with the chest, or basically I have removed quite a few of them actually. So now we just have the important stuff here, and then I'm starting to make a floor design, and I want to put in some pillars here, maybe some columns, but I'm not sure what I want to do, so I'll see later. I've put around a stripe of emerald blocks, which I have obtained from the villagers. All the buttons have a gold block underneath them because, well, what will I ever need gold for? Huh? Gold is useless. Right now the place is a bit dark, which allows skeletons and other mobitrons to spawn. But yeah. Oh, I also captured one zombie and gave him a sword, and I just have him here for decoration because I think it's kind of a cool thing. Then the control switch. Oh, I should actually turn that off to not build up entities here. The control switch now has diamond block behind it because I can afford it, really. So Yeah, and yeah, the villagers are safe. And so am I. I can just, stand here. Hi, nice to meet you. And they don't actually care about me until I punch them, which is kind of cool. So yeah, that is pretty much the stuff that I've done around the farming area. And oh yeah, what I've already farmed of potatoes and carrots, quite a few actually, which is cool. So that is that. And besides that, I have been planning for another larger scale project, as I like to do them while I am with my girlfriend, because I can't record while I'm there, but I can still play. So over the course of a month, I have, quite a few options on what I can do. And what I have been planning is maybe another mob trap for wither skeletons, blazes, and zombie pigmen, allowing me to get at least coal, bones, and gold, and blaze rods, which are also quite useful. But possibly, depending on the changes coming in 1.5, I may also be able to farm wither skulls with it, which, well, those are useful. So, in order to do a good nether farm, you need to make sure that you have good rates, though. And to do that, you need to basically create what they call a perimeter, which means an area around you of 128 in each direction, where no mobs can spawn. And the best way of doing that is to either cover everything in half slabs or to remove all the blocks. And in order to do one of those things, I've been collecting sand, and I've been AFKing away at the witch farm. And I have gotten quite a bit of TNT, but I'll need a lot more than I have, I think. But let me show you what I have already. Okay, I'm basically planning to fill all these chests with TNT. So far I only have the bottom two ones, and the rest will have to come later. But I have a bit of time, so that shouldn't be a big issue. And then I'll just TNT out the nether in an area of... I'm planning to do 300 by 300, just like I did with the witch farm, just so I have some space to walk around without having mobs spawning. And then I will try to come up with a cool design for what I could do. And I've also recently just been exploring the world a bit. I've been looking for a big desert far away from my building area to get the sand necessary for the TNT. And in some of the areas I found a, what are they called? Desert pyramid, which contained, I think, something ridiculous like 15 gold, which is quite a lot. And that was pretty nice. Other than that, I don't have a lot to show you. But believe me when I say the things I have shown you in these couple minutes have been a lot of work. So I will now have to come up with something that we can do for the rest of the episode that isn't too boring to watch. I could also show you my gear. I've named and upgraded my weapons, and my armor is also named for easier repairing. So yeah, let's see, what could we possibly do now? Well, I suppose one thing that I could quickly do in this last episode for a while is I could show you my pets. Our still unnamed wolf is doing just fine. Here, I have one. Wooly is cool. He got married. He is married to a pig named Francesco. They are very happy with each other. And yeah. They're both alive and well. I feed them regularly, and everything is awesome. I also still have that potato farm, which I never use. Huh. Alright, but I have figured out what we could do right now. And it's something quite fun, in my opinion. We're going to blow stuff up. This is just a little impromptu mine that I showed you once before. Nothing interesting. I just thought, I have a ton of TNT, I'll get a lot more of it, let's just blow shit up, because hell, that's one of the most fun things you can do in this game, isn't it? And if I'm lucky, but really only if, I don't know if I will be, I might just find some, I don't know, gold, diamonds, whatever. Some of the nice things, yeah, like that. Exactly. Very nice. So I just thought I could do this because it's something not completely boring to watch while I talk. Because I have some things to talk about. One being, the big elephant in the room, as they say. I'll be leaving for a month. Again, visiting my girlfriend, long distance relationship, blah blah blah. Everybody has heard it. Everybody knows. Oh, look at that. So, yeah, I've spoken about this before, but in case anybody should stumble across this channel and not know this, although nobody watches these videos, but I'll get to that. I'll be gone for a while, and while I'm gone, there will only be catharsis. And I also have 2 other uploads, one of which I'm not even sure if I'll get it done in time. I theoretically have to record that right after this, which is entirely possible, but, well, editing and rendering will be hard, because I also still have to edit the last episode of Catharsis, which, that's just, last episode is something very special, and so far I'm about 75% done with that, and it's already taken me, oh man, a good 6-7 hours of editing. Although I'm not complaining, I think editing is one of the fun things about making videos, really. So yeah. And the other thing I wanted to get to is the YouTubes once again. Very nice topic. I've just been thinking, out of my 3 subscribers, one of them watches my videos a little bit. I can look at the statistics YouTube gives me. One of my subscribers is my girlfriend, who doesn't actually watch my videos. She occasionally clicks them and gives them a like, but that's that. The other person just subscribed and never watches anything. The other person has subscribed, clicks the videos, and likes them, and watches on average 3 to 10 minutes, depending on the episode. And so by this time at which I'm currently talking, nobody will actually be listening, so I could theoretically speak about anything. And I don't know what to do with my videos so they get some kind of recognition. I mean, I don't want to get huge. I don't want to have, 50,000 subscribers or anything. I don't know. I just like a viewership, just anything that, a number above 10. Maybe, or even 10 or 5, heck, I don't care. Just, I would like to have people actually watch the shit I make, because this takes a lot of time, and yeah, having nobody watch it kind of makes you feel like you're wasting your time. And I've just been thinking, what can I do? I mean, I have talked to some other YouTubers. I've asked them, hey, can I send this as video response? Out of 3 I asked, 2 blocked me, and 1 said, please don't do this again, or I will block you. I've asked a YouTuber for a collaboration, and they've just gone, lol, no, you don't even have viewers, fuck off. Essentially, that's what that was. I'm not gonna, call names or anything, but yeah, that's how that went. And the YouTuber I asked, they only have about how many? I think even only like 50 or 60 subscribers as well. But oh well, that's cool if you wanna not do that. So the other thing is to start other Let's Plays. and Let's Plays of other games that aren't Minecraft, and I've thought about that a lot because I have some games that I would very much like to make Let's Plays of, and the PC that I will hopefully soon own will most likely allow me to actually do that, play games that don't have graphics that were outdated in 2003. Not talking about Minecraft, just, that's what my laptop can run, really. It can't do much. So yeah, that's just a general, thingy. And I've been thinking, what can I make Let's Plays of? What is sorta interesting? What would people actually want to watch? And the conclusion I've come to is, what's a popular game that I would be interested in? And I've looked up some, sort of questionnaire kind of things. I found a very nice flowchart where they ask you a series of questions, and based on your answers, they lead you through and tell you some games. And according to that, I should either play Earthbound, which is it's a magnificent game. I love it. But I have already played the shit out of it, and I don't think I could make a very good Let's Play out of it. The other thing is Zelda. Ocarina of Time was the one specifically recommended to me, but Zelda is just, in my opinion, it's absolutely amazing. It's one of the biggest and best gaming franchises there is, and I don't think I could do it justice, really. So that's not an option. And the other thing that I came to in that flowchart was Skyrim, and I thought, hey, when I was, 13, 14 years old, I played Oblivion, the previous part in the Elder Scrolls series. So I know a bit about the world, and so I thought, hey, Skyrim, looked up, the system requirements, and, well, duh, my laptop can't run it, but my PC will easily be able to do that. So, I think I may start a Skyrim Let's Play. Which, just thinking about it, I'm kind of excited because Oblivion was when I was, like I said, it must have been like 13-ish, maybe 14. I absolutely loved that game. I played it so much. I loved it a lot. It was great. And, just thinking that, there's a new game of that series and it's much bigger and just, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And besides that, I've thought about, other games that mean something to me, because I think if a game means something to a Let's Player, you can just make a better series in general. Simply because if you have a connection to something and you, really like it, then you're automatically going to have a lot of respect for it, and if you respect something a lot, then you're going to put more effort into it to not make it look like shit. So I've thought about that, and brief history of Tobi's gaming life. I have never been a big gaming kid. When I was about 7 or 8, I got a Game Boy Advance, which, yeah, that was a cool console, but here in Germany at the time, the games were 50 euros, which that equals about 35 to 40 British pounds, or about 60 to 70 American dollars. So, yeah. Afford some games of that price as a 8-year-old kid. Yeah, go figure. I had about 3 games. Later I had more when I was older and earned money, but yeah. That's just that for you. So, I wasn't a big gaming kid for quite a while, actually. Then when I was, I want to say 12, I got a PlayStation 2, which I saved up for that, oh man, well over a year. And PS2s at the time were about 120, 130 euros. That is around 100 British pounds and 160-ish American dollars. So yeah, quite a lot of money again. But the games were a lot cheaper. You could buy them used at God, what was it called? It wasn't called GameStop at the time. They're called GameStop now, but back then it was called EB Games. Oh yeah, that's memories. But yeah, and they had used games, and I could just buy games for 15, 20 euros, and everything was fine and dandy. And I thought about, what did I play? There's Final Fantasy X, which I loved to pieces. But it doesn't make for a good Let's Play, I think. So, nah, that's not an option. But there is one game, actually there are two. One which I would just like to briefly show off in one video, because making a Let's Play out of that would be boring. But I'd really like to show it and talk about it a bit in a video. So, yeah, I can't talk about what it is because I want to keep it a surprise, even though nobody will watch this, as I said. Well, yeah, there's one game I'll probably briefly show off, and I've actually looked up, the how to emulate PlayStation 2 and the legal backgrounds, and it says basically if you own the game legally in Germany here at least, you are allowed to play ROMs of it, which is cool in my opinion. That's good because I plan to make videos of games that I do actually own to this day, so that's not a problem for me. And then there's one game which I really played a lot of when I was 13, 14 maybe. And again, I'm not gonna say which game it is because I want to keep it a little bit of a surprise. Let me just some basic things that some people may recognize it. It is a PS2 exclusive. It has probably been re-released, as an HD remake on the PS3, which is what they do with old games. But the protagonist is, he acts kind of like a total asshole, really, and he wears a coat and has white hair. That kinda gives away what it is, really, if you know the game. So, yeah, and that game, I absolutely loved it. I mean, that's a series, really, of games, but for me, it was one game, and specifically that I played a lot, and I still own it, and I would very much like to play it again, and a Let's Play of it, I think, would actually be really cool. Because, I have been recently, once again, watching a series by Milby, of the Devil May Cry reboot. Great, gave it away. Anyways, nobody listens to this anyways. Yeah, the reboot of the Devil May Cry series, and I thought, hey, I liked that one specific game of the series when I was younger. I may make a series of that because, yeah, like I said, if you love a game series or generally love something, you want to make it look as good as possible, really. And yeah, I think a Let's Play of that would actually turn out pretty well. So I'm looking into that. And to go on about Tobi's gaming life, after that I just played various PS2 games. I have quite a few of them laying right next to me here. I've played a lot of Guitar Hero games, the Devil May Cry series, and then I liked those 1 vs 1 Naruto beat 'em up fighter games. They were just good beat 'em ups, really. Which, yeah, that's by the way the game that I would like to briefly show off in one video. One of those Naruto games, anyways. Although nowadays I don't encourage people to watch that anime anymore because it's just gone a bit stale after its 5,000 episodes. So yeah, that was my gaming life then until I was 15, maybe, when I got my laptop, which at the time it was a fairly decent piece of PC actually. And oh god, I totally forgot to mention one important thing before that. Diablo 2. I played Diablo 2. Oh my god, that's probably actually my most played game of all time. Above Minecraft, actually, most likely. Which, yeah, if you've seen some of my episodes, that definitely means something. Yeah, Devil May Cry, no. Diablo 2, including the expansion, Lord of Destruction. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, nothing to say about that except for it's brilliant. Go play it. Don't play Diablo 3, it's a disappointment from what I've heard. So, yeah. But Diablo 2, excellent game. Loved it to pieces. Played a lot, had one character, my highest was at level 88, I believe, which, bear in mind, I was 14 years old. That's quite impressive for a young kid. So yeah. That is another game that I want to mention here briefly. And yeah. Fast forward, Tobi, 15 years old, has his laptop, which can play a fair bit of games, but he never bought any because PC games have been really expensive these past 10 years. I mean, have you looked at that? Normal average PC game costs you like 50 euros in Germany. It's ridiculous. So that's something. That's my reason why I don't own a lot of games nowadays, because they are just so ridiculously overpriced here in Germany. So yeah, and then in November 2010 must have been, I stumbled across this game called Minecraft. I saw quite a few videos about it, and a good friend of mine at the time actually said, "Hey, you should go check this out. It looks like shit." He said, "It doesn't look good." I wouldn't have played it, but I gave it a chance, and it was really amazing. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a look. Oh, diamonds. Yeah, which at the time I hadn't found any of those. Yeah, and I played Minecraft. I played cracked at first, like about 99% of the people at the time probably did. For the beginning at least. Then about a month later, I decided, damn, this game is awesome. I want to have the developer have my money, and bought it on the account that I'm still using to date. Yeah, I've been there since Alpha 1.1, and I've bought in Beta 1.1 as well. Well, 1.1 seems to be a running theme here. So yeah, I even still have one of my first worlds backed up. I may even make a video of that someday. So yeah, that is that. And since then, I haven't been able to play any real games. Nothing important to mention. Actually, something. Yeah, this is probably pretty important actually, because as a kid growing up, I hadn't played a lot of Zelda games, which I just recently learned actually how popular exactly it is. I had heard of it, of course, but I didn't know it was so big. Until I got to know my girlfriend, who is actually a big fan of the N64 games, Zelda, and I just recently played them in December when I was there last time. And damn, are they awesome. Still haven't beat Majora's Mask. I'm going to beat it when I come back now. That's something on my to-do list for this holiday, actually. So yeah, that'll be cool. And yeah, so that's kind of an honorable mention here. That I just recently played the N64 Zelda games, which are actually really good. I was surprised because I wouldn't say all old games are necessarily bad, because I know plenty of examples against that, but I thought, they probably haven't aged very well, but they are amazing. I have nothing against them. No negative arguments that I could bring up against them at all. So, yeah, that is pretty awesome. And if my girlfriend somehow ends up watching this, thank you for showing me that game. Those games, actually, both. They are brilliant. Yeah. There are also tons of other little stories related to my gaming history, of course, that I could be telling. But I think that if I get into that, this video will wind up being about 2 hours long. And I don't know. I mean, okay, it'll be the last episode I record for about 1.5 to 2 months. It's also the last episode on my laptop, most likely. Chances are very high that I'll have my PC after this holiday, finally. So I'll check how long I have been recording at this point. Let me just go see quickly. Wowee, just over 30 minutes already. Okay, now what do I do? Do I really want to make this a very long episode? Fuck it, yes. One of the stories, actually, relating to the Zelda that I had just thought about, that may be kind of, just an addendum to the I've never played Zelda before, blah blah. Actually, when I was, God, how old was I? 7? Yeah, I had just, come to school, been there for a year. 2nd grade, actually. Yes, exactly, I was 7. And my mom used to work privately for just an old lady that lives here in our town, because that lady was old and she couldn't clean her house, and mom just did that for, a little sum of money for a month. Was there once a week on Thursdays. And then there was this one day where I was sick, and my mother didn't want to leave me at home alone. So she brought me there, and in the attic of that old woman's house, she actually usually had her own grandkids when they visited. They were up there, and they had a video game set up there with N64 and I think the original Xbox. I don't remember because all I ever did up there was playing the N64. I mainly played Mario 64. Still, by the way, brilliant game as well. And I remember this is my first Zelda memory. Actually, yeah, all my favorite, not favorite, sorry, my first ever real Zelda memory. Seeing the cover of Majora's Mask and being absolutely terrified by it. I don't know why. I mean, when you're 8, you haven't seen a lot of things. I was just really terrified. I mean, have you seen? If you've seen Majora's Mask, you can probably imagine how an 8-year-old little Toby would react to it. So I was massively scared of that, and this has always stuck with me since then, kind of. And I also have a lot of weird memories of actually playing Majora's Mask, even though I was very scared of the cover. For example, there is that. Oh God. There is that little girl. Her name is Romani, I believe. If that's her English name, I think it is. Who, I don't know, when I was 8, I just, had this immediate sort of sense of, oh my God, this is an adorable girl, I have to protect her. That was kind of weird. And to this day, when I played the games at my girlfriend's house, I don't know, I felt very protective, almost like, a virtual little sister or something for me, that Romani girl. It's kind of weird, but that's another memory that's just stuck with me. I have lots of weird little, stories like this that I could be telling. I suppose I could, now that I've decided to make this an over lengthy special episode, I suppose I could also elaborate a bit on the Diablo 2 times, because I think those are some of my most important gaming months, really, of my life. But I'm recording for several, well, not several hours, but for a while, so let me just have a drink. Okay, very good. So yeah, Diablo 2. I picked that up with a friend. Hey, piss off. Completely forgot we had mobs. That's weird. I picked that up with a friend of mine that I had at the time. We were both kind of the sort of, I guess you could say, outcast kids of our class. I'm running out of redstone torches. Both just we were each other's friends, and other than that, nobody really liked us. So we sort of had that game as our thing to retreat to, and we played it a lot. And we had a race for who could kill Diablo first. In the end, we ended up doing it in a cooperative effort where we did make multiplayer characters, I believe, actually, which is kind of weird for just, playing alone against each other as race. But yeah, that's what we did. Multiplayer characters which we just played with on our own. And what we ended up doing is Act 4, I believe they were called Acts 1 through 4, and with the expansion 5, as far as I remember. So what we ended up doing is Act 4 was way too hard for both of us. I played the, oh god, what was it called? The Necromancer class, which is, actually I read that somewhere later, that is regarded to as the worst class in the entire game. So I had a very hard time with that, apparently, actually. So, yeah, we both had picked some bad classes, and we weren't, experts on how to level up and stuff. So we just kind of sucked, and we had to work together to defeat Diablo in the end. It was very fun. It was just a constant screaming at each other. Back then, that was in, God, let me think. That must have been 2006, 2007. Yeah, seems about right. Oh, I actually remember. It was summer holiday, and we had nights which we just stayed awake and played that game. And back then we didn't have Skype or anything fancy. We had our phones on very loud settings, and we had just put those on. I had a stack of books next to my face that I just put up, and that's what we used to talk to each other while playing games back then. I feel kind of old right now. And I just remember we constantly just screaming at each other, "Dude, I need a health potion! Oh my god, I have to run! Quickly kill these mobs for me!" And lots of very odd but fun memories. And I need some more redstone torches, don't I? Yes, I do. So yeah, it's just a bunch of weird little gaming-related memories that are coming into my head at this point. It's kind of cool, in my opinion, just to think about all those things that... I mean, it's really... I'm 18, I'm not old, but to me, thinking about, the area around 2006, 2007 feels like an eternity ago. So, anything else I could elaborate upon? Well, the Game Boy days of my gaming career. Something I completely forgot to mention here for some reason. The Pokemon games, of course. I still play them, by the way. They're pretty great, in my opinion. I'm just right now at this point actually playing a Nuzlocke. If you don't know what that is, Google it. Spelled like that. And that is very fun at the moment. And yeah, I played lots of Pokemon. I had every, when they released Ruby and Sapphire, I had Ruby. When they released Gold and Silver, I had Silver. Always one of the versions. So I essentially played pretty much every game they released. And that was also quite awesome. My favorite Pokemon is Oddish, because Oddish is awesome. Yes, I am serious. People usually don't believe me this, and ow, it's 8:32 a.m. and the sun is being reflected from a window opposite of my window. It's burning out my retina. Sorry if I can't see a lot and do dumb things now. Oh god. Oh, this is painful. God damn it. And I'd get up and change the lights, but I'm far too lazy to actually get out of my chair at this point right now. Yeah, blow up, please. Yeah, go ahead. I need you to actually. Thank you very much. Just like that. So yeah, Pokemon games are awesome. Still love them to. Retina. I need them. Leave my retina alone. Both of them. That's better. Just lean back a bit. It helps. God, I hate the sun so much. I also hate the upcoming springtime, not only because of the sun, but also because of my lovely springtime allergies. And I'll now get up and change this, because this is literally hurting my retina, or my entire eye, for that matter. That's better, at least a bit. Let's see, is the brightness up? Yes. So, what else have I played as a kid or adolescent? Let's see here. Can't really think of anything else that would be an interesting tale to tell. Let's see here. The first Game Boy game I had, I could talk about that. The Game Boy Advance, like I said, which I had, actually, the idea of me wanting it was in school. There was sort of I don't know. I think the school organized it. It was a program where if your parents were both working, or in my case, you had one parent that was working, and they didn't want you home alone, they could send you there, and they'd have people taking care of. What the hell is this? A glitch. Minecraft has lots of those. And they would take care of your kid, and for I don't know, a small fee, monthly fees, and all the kids together, and they do fun things, and yeah, that was quite cool. And why am I talking about this? Oh yeah, and one of the kids there had a Game Boy, and I was like, damn, that's cool, I want one of those. And he was like, yeah, dude, there, you can totally buy them for €5. They're totally not anything major. Just ask your parents. And I don't know why. I grew up with my mom. I still live with her at this point. But I asked my dad for some reason, which is weird, really. In retrospect, shouldn't have done that. And he said, yeah, cool, start saving up some fucking money then. And I was like, because I had gotten, what was it? I think it was €2 each weekend from my grandma, which I had been saving all my life up to that point, so it was a considerable amount, really. And I said, I have been saving up money, can I take that? And he was like, no, screw you. You're going to use that to, do other things. And then eventually the agreement we came to was I would take half the price of the Game Boy out of my saved amount, and the other half I'd have to save up for. So that's what I did. And the first game I had, because I had barely saved enough for the console itself, and I was like, wait, I didn't even think about this. Oh crap, I need a game. And it was like, we bought it at Toys R Us, I believe, which, worst place to buy video game related things, really, but hell, I didn't know that. I was 8. So yeah, Toys R Us, I asked the employee, what's the cheapest game you have? Because I thought, hey, it can't be bad. The one I played was probably cheap as well, from, the guy in the school, sort of parenting, kind of, what I talked about previously. He said that was cheap, so, yeah, I thought the cheapest game can't even be that bad. So I asked him, what's the cheapest game? And he said, yeah, the cheapest game would be the Smurfs Rescue of Smurfette selling blah blah. Actually, honestly, the game was good. It was just very embarrassing to play. It was pretty solid. Looking back, I'd call it a jump and run, probably. And that was actually a pretty good game, all in all. Would recommend. I mean, if you're very bored and don't have any better jump and runs to play, really. But yeah, I would recommend it, all in all. So, the second game I had, which I bought about a month later because I beat the Smurf game, was a Power Rangers game. And Power Rangers, I watched a lot of Power Rangers back in the days. And there was the first stage, you walked around as a Power Ranger and defeated little enemies, you know, just normal top-down view, punching and kicking. And then at the end of each stage, you would turn into the giant robots, like the Power Rangers do, and fight another giant robot. And that was just, for me as a kid, I couldn't comprehend how to control the robot. So I could never make it, and then I asked my dad, could you do this for me? And he was like, yeah, sure. Then he did it, and I was like, yay, thank you, this is awesome, I can play on. Then there was another top-down in the next level, and then another robot fight. And I asked him again, can you do this one too? And he told me, sorry, I can't do this for every level, blah blah. And what we did, we went back to Toys R Us with the game, and he said, it's too hard for my kid. Could we please have a refund? And of course the employee said, no, if your kid is too dumb to play, then it's your fault for buying it in the first place. Which, yeah, nowadays I can look back on that and say, yes, that makes sense. So I had the Power Rangers game, and it sucked ass. Because I couldn't beat it. I would have really liked to play it, actually. And I can't find out the name of it, otherwise I would have played it in an emulator by now. Just to see if I can beat its ass nowadays. Another thing, oh my god, this game isn't even an international one, I believe. It's a German game called Moorhuhn, where basically it's a shooter kind of game in which you shoot ducks, essentially. It's pretty much a PC updated graphics version of Duck Hunt, if you think about it. Huh. Surprisingly good description of that, actually. So, yeah, and I played that a lot. Never beat my dad's high scores. I mean, he was an adult who played, I don't know, several hours a day, I presume. By the way, take a guess where I got all my gaming prerequisites, my sort of, oh, I want to play lots of games. Yeah, I got that from him, of course. So, yeah, never beat his high scores, of course. Although it was always my big goal to, at some point, beat my dad's record. Which, my average score was, I think, something 700, and his was 2000 or something. So, yeah, this will be Tobi's brief, random talking about his gaming history for no reason. Over lengthy special thing. And, I will now leave you with two random little things and about 1.5 months worth of catharsis, and then I will be back with the new PC, which I'm also looking forward to. So, until then, I will see you guys later.